And welcome back, everybody, and yowza, yowza, yowza. My name is Raze Chaos, and you've made it back to my channel, and I am back with another Pop Rocks. This is probably the biggest one as far as I'm concerned. I got the brand spanking new Frank Zappa, which that is absolutely awesome. If you don't know who Frank Zappa is, you know who Frank Zappa is because he's influenced just about everybody you've ever heard. If you like newer stuff, chances are the producers working with those people are channeling him or working with him or taking some kind of inspiration, because this man was the very definition of nonconformity. And when it came to music, he would do whatever it took. He would drop a ball down a sewer hole just to find out if it could create music. The guy pretty much influenced everybody that everybody dealt with. He was one of the greatest guitar players of all time, but he's never given that kind of credit. And yeah, his band was the Mothers of Invention, and he made a couple movies like 200 Hotels that just borderline on the what the hell. Like, that's really the only way. He was one of the first people ever to get banned from Saturday Night Live, and it was primarily because he was very authentic, almost authentic to a fault. When he was on Saturday Night Live, one of the first few seasons, he made no pretense that he wasn't reading a cue card. He would even tell you that this is what his cue card said. It was like, yeah, there's no acting involved. I mean, he was just kind of him, and he was unapologetically him. And another big fun bit is this is the guy who saw Alice Cooper on the Sunset Strip when they were just starting out. And when I say Alice Cooper, I'm talking about the band Alice Cooper, not just the guy, the original lineup. And he basically, their big thing was that they would come in and they would scatter basically everybody. That they would probably pull him in under the idea of, okay, we need to close up, we need to clear the place out, put Alice Cooper on. And they would come on and they would play their weird shtick and basically clear everybody out. And Frank Zappa was there one night, and his attitude was, anybody that can clear a room this fast has something to them. And so he signed them. He put out their first two albums, which were Pretties for You and Easy Action, which, if those don't sound familiar, yeah. They were basically their original sound and their original feel. It wasn't until till after they left them and got involved with Shep Gordon to where they got the Alice Cooper that you know and love today. But it was him taking a gamble on something that didn't really pay off for him, but well, I guess it did, because he was still part of that. He was still involved when during the chicken incident. He was when Alice Cooper had a chicken thrown on the stage, and being from Detroit, he didn't understand that chickens couldn't fly, so he threw it back at the festival crowd, which proceeded to rip it to shreds, and and yeah, it was gruesome. And Frank Zappa called and said, "Hey, what's this about you killing a chicken?" And Alice Cooper explained the situation to him, and Frank Zappa said, "Don't ever tell anybody that that was an accident." So yeah, that's exactly what kind of guy he was. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at him. he really doesn't translate into Funko Pop very well. Yeah, when they were first putting this out, when they were first showing promo pictures for it and everything, I was really kind of, I thought it was really kind of excited, just be able to have the representation of Frank Zappa in any kind of figure form. But obviously, I wouldn't know who Frank Zappa was without an influence. So yes, my mother was a Frank Zappa fan, and is a Frank Zappa fan, and so I thought she'd be excited to see this. And when she looked at that picture, she looked at it and just shook her head a little bit and said, "I don't see it." And I absolutely get what she means. I mean, the outfit is pretty Frank Zappa. The big problem is that Frank Zappa was a very tall, thin man. He had a very narrow head. And with Funko, with their big, round heads, it really kind of takes it away. As far as the face goes, it doesn't really look like him. It'd have to be more narrow. He had a much longer nose. The facial hair is correct, but even though it's correct, it looks different because of the shape of his head, which is not Funko Pop shaped. And I think that they went ahead and used the Alice Cooper top hat and hair for getting the rest of that, which is apt. But as far as just having him and, leaving him in the box, which I plan on doing, will do enough so anybody seeing it will know, yes, that's a Frank Zappa Pop. But if I was to leave this out and just kind of sitting, set up somewhere, I could imagine a lot of people just seeing this and not knowing who that person's supposed to be. So I think that Funko had tackled a more challenging figurehead than they thought they were. And yeah, I'd have to put this on the lower end of their accomplishments. I think they needed to do a kind of a redesign on how their general stance as far as Funko Pops go. But I've got to know, are you a Frank Zappa fan? What's your favorite album? What's your favorite song? There are plenty to choose from, and I'd be really curious because, yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not a Frank Zappa fan. As far as Funko Pops go, he would be right up there with Alice Cooper and Prince. As far as some of the Pop Rocks figures that I've got, as far as influential goes, he would be above most of them. And yeah, you can kind of tell that I do love his style, and the general feeling that he gave. But I could go on for a long time about him, and I'm not going to do that. So, but I'm just going to go ahead and let you go. Click like if you're a fan of Frank Zappa, or dislike if you agree that this figure doesn't look like it should. I really don't know what they could have done to make him look more accurate. That wouldn't just reshape the entire head. But leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite song is. Let me know what your favorite album is of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. And never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.